Welcome back to my channel, friends. This is Sonia here, and today we are going to do an box card with a hanging provision, and it is going to have some really interesting elements to it. So let's get started. Here what I have taken is a paper of 9 inches by 9 inches. I'm scoring at 3 inches by 3 inches. I'm going to do this margin on both the sides. Now on its side I will be scoring it for more half inch to just this borderline. If you can see my paper, this is my 3 by 3 ka H block, and here I am just scoring the half inch, and this is just till this central level. So I'm going to repeat the same for all the flaps. Now why I'm doing this is something which you will know in some time. So this is how my paper looks. Now it's time to cut this. So I'm going to cut it from this part. I will trim this portion completely. Just be a little careful and then you can easily make this. This is not a very difficult piece at all. Okay. So here I am taking a black color cardstock because I'm planning to make something for in love theme, and I'm not sure by when this video will be live, but I have planned so many tutorials for this Valentine, and I hope that I am able to do that. Even if I'm not able to share these videos before Valentine, afterwards also I will keep on sharing the tutorials what I have made. And this time I have worked really hard for my Valentine Day projects, and I have done bottle painting, decoupage bottle, and just what not. I have done so many experiments this year. So this is how my box looks, and now I'm going to fold all the flaps and all the marking. Just be a little careful when you are doing this, and do not press it too much. And yeah, now this is done. Now to stick this, here I will be taking my tacky tape. Okay, cut the extra portion. So I'm going to use my tacky tape for all the side sticking work, because it's really important that you stick your sides really well. And with the liquid adhesive, it takes time to dry out. If you have time, if you have that much of patience, you can always go ahead and use your tapes, but I was a little more comfortable with the tacky tape, especially on sticking these portions. So just for your convenience, I'm listing down all the supplies down here in the description box. And just one thing, that I'm not promoting any brand. If I've listed down something, it's just that I tried to search for those items, and wherever I found that this item is good or the price is good, I have mentioned that. I am not promoting any brand here at all, or I'm not referring the links just like that. So again, if I like some of the products, that's my personal opinion. You can always choose the other options, but I have tried and tested, and that's the reason I'm suggesting and mentioning those supplies to you. Okay, now I will keep this aside. Now here I have a paper of size 5 inches by 5 inches. Now the box size is going to be 3 inches by 3 inches. So of course I need to make a lid of 3 inches by 3 inches. So from both the sides I'll be scoring 1 inch. Yeah, this is done, and now I'm going to cut this part. Now this is super easy. Just cut the one side and turn it, cut the one side and turn it, cut it from one side and turn it, cut it from one side and turn it. So this is super easy. So yeah, now here I'm done with this. Now again I will put up my tacky tape. Now for the lid, I will have to put up 2 layers of tape on each side. Let me cut this part, this is coming out a lot. Yeah. Like I said, I'm using tacky tape because I'm really comfortable and I really love tacky tape, especially for all these corner sticking. These are really good. But if you don't have tacky tape, I'm mentioning the liquid adhesive down, you can use that also. It works wonderfully, so do not worry about it. It's just you will have to spend a little more time for it to dry out and then stick it. You will have to press it. But then if you want to do that, that's completely your choice. And now my last portion. Okay, so this is just completed. Now I'll start with the next step. Okay, so here is a paper park which I want to use. I am not sure. Okay, I like this one. Maybe I should use this paper. So what I'm going to do is, I have one of the extra pieces of the sheet, and let me take out one more page from here. So here I'm using a precision knife to cut this, cause usually cutting these papers is a task. I don't know, somewhere I was never ever very comfortable with cutting these papers. No worries, I'm done with this. Now what I'm going to do is, I will take up my paper trimmer. This is my favorite paper trimmer. Now I know my each flap size is 3 by 3, so of course I'm going to keep it a little smaller. So let me trim this down first. Let me check. Okay, so I think what I can do is, I can first cut it into this size, a little smaller than 3, and then I'll trim this part. Okay, now I will be cutting this into smaller size of 3 and just checking the size. Yeah, this is perfect. So I will need 4 for my box outer sides, 2, 3, and this 4 size, which is just perfect. And now for the lid, I will be needing again a little smaller than 3 by 3. I'll make a very small cut here. Okay, now this is done. So I have my 4 pieces for my box and my cover now. Okay, so I have already trimmed down this paper, these beautiful pattern papers, and I am going to stick this to my cover. Why I'm doing the sticking part first? Because later on, once you start working and add the detailing, then sticking and all becomes really difficult. And as I'm using my liquid adhesive here, sticking it earlier is going to give it enough time to dry out well. So now here I'm sticking this portion. as it is a straight pattern, so I really don't have to worry about like sticking it in any particular direction, because it is going to be a hanging box, so, and a revolving one. This looks beautiful, so especially when you play around with the colors like red, black, then brown, they enhance your project so well. They look extremely beautiful. I just want to see if I can tuck it up. Okay, no, I should not do that. Now sticking the last portion. Now you need to make sure when you are doing your sticking of pattern paper work, it has to be on the outer side, not on the inner side of your base, because we are going to make this as a proper box. So yeah, here this is done. Now let us move on to the next step, and for the next step we need a thick cardboard piece. So here I have taken a very good quality cardboard piece, and as you know that my box size is 3x3, so of course I need a little smaller than 3x3. So I'm going to trim this down to a smaller size of 3x3. Just be a little careful while you're doing your trimming work. Be really safe. Now here I'm done with my two pieces. Now what I'm going to do with this is I will be making a hole in the center, then on all the four sides. Be a little careful. Please be really safe when you are doing all these process. I'll repeat the same for the second board also. So can you see here I have made 5 holes. Here I'm again making 5 holes, 1 in the center and 4 on the corners. Okay, so here I'm done. Now I have already cut out my 5 ribbon pieces, and I'm just waiting for my glue gun to get good warm. Now with the help of a scissor or any pointed surface, you can prick your ribbons inside. So I'm taking up all the 5 pieces and pricking it inside the holes. This is really interesting. I have never ever made this stuff, and I'm so excited to make this one, and I hope that it works out well and I'm able to create something really interesting for you all. So of course I have taken my inspiration from Pinterest, so I just scrolled down to few of the images and I really liked it. But the only problem is that in the Pinterest you don't see the tips and tricks on how to create this. So you need to be mentally prepared that it might work out, it might not work out too. Okay, so here I am done. Now I don't want to waste too much of my ribbons here. So yeah, this much ribbon is okay. Now I'll pick the ribbons on the other side, and you just have to be careful that you do it in one straight line. I'll just show you how. So I'm starting with one corner. So I've taken one corner ribbon, I've put it like this on the top. Now this one will go to the upper one. Just be careful about this one, and then this is super easy. Like I said, I have never ever done this one. Now this is a complete trial for me, let me see if this works out. Oops. Then this one. If you don't have this broader ribbons, you can always use nice cotton or jute threads. They are also going to work really well. And just make sure that you have the colors of the theme you have planned out. That always adds some extra compliments to your project. So yeah, this is done, and now the last piece. Of lately I've been working on so many projects on Valentine theme, love theme, and my daughter one day she came to me and she said, "Mama, why your craft room is looking so red? Everywhere is just red only." And it was difficult for me to explain her that why is it that way. Okay, so now it's time to stick this. So I'm starting with my first piece, sticking my ribbon there, and the same way I will be sticking all the ribbons on my cardboard. And then this last piece. So yeah, now this has sticked well. Just be a little sure that it sticks well, cause then only we will be able to add our embellishments to this. Now I'll take up the other side, and for here first I'll take up the ribbon to an approx size, cause I'm not even sure if this is going to be just perfect. And now I'll show you. So like when you hold these two pieces, it should be, all the threads should have the same length in the center from this board to board. So here I'm realizing that I'll have to pull up this one, the center one, and yeah, I will show you, just a moment. Okay, so here this is how it should look. It should be in a straight line when you stretch it. Can you see this? Okay, now very quickly I'm going to stick these portions also. Okay, I'll just quickly cross check if this is coming perfect, and yes, this is perfect. Now I'll quickly press it well so that it sticks well, and then I can move on to the next step. Okay, now it's time to move on to the next step, and I have decided that I'm not going to stick any of my papers there on the side flip, cause I will be adding some glitter to it later on. Now here I need to remove all the tapes, and I need to create my box first before we move on to our next process. Now that is going to take a really good time and a little more precision, and that's the reason I just thought that I should do my box before that. Now once you have removed the your tacky tape sheets, just stick it like this, and you will not even realize that how beautifully you have created a cover for your box. And yeah, this is done. This is ready. Now it's time to make our box. So but before that, I just want to see if this fits in well. Oh yeah, of course this fits in really well here. So maybe what I can do is I can stick one of the portions here. I'll try to be a little quick here, and I will stick this part at the center. So here I have just sticked one part at the center, and now I'm going to create my box. So first I'll remove all the tacky tape sheets, the top sheet, and I'll remove it at one go, and then I'm going to stick so that it's easy for me to quickly fold the sides and create a box. So here I'm done with this part, and I'm sticking these sides here, and you can see that how easily and quickly I have created such a nice box for my love hanging. This is done. And third part. So why I did not stick the other side on the lid first, because the lid has a very less depth, that is just 1 inch, so it is going to be very easy for me to stick it later on. But with the box, the depth is 3 inches, which is quite high, and then sticking might have been a little difficult here. So yeah, so here my box is ready, and this looks good now. Now let's start with the decoration part. Now here I already know that this portion it is not going to be visible, so I'll start sticking my embellishments and other cutouts from the other side, my die cuts also. Now what I will be doing is I'll keep it like this so that it's easy for me to know that where really I have to stick this. I'll take up 1 drop of glue drop. I'll stick my flower here. Oops, just be a little careful because these threads are really thin. Now I'll take the other part and I'll stick my other flower here. Now I'll flip it this side, because on all the sides I need to see my flowers. It's not that only on one side it should be visible, it should be visible from all the sides. But even on the backing also I need to stick something. So on the back side I will be sticking my heart die cut. Okay, now just make sure that this is my bottom part, so when you are hanging this, your heart cutout is sticked straight. Now I'll take the other part and I'll stick this portion. So can you see that when I hang it, I can see a flower and a nice heart cutout. Now I'll turn it around and I'll stick my flower here, and on the back side immediately I'm going to stick my die cut flower here. Okay, now this is how it looks. I need to add 1 flower on the top portion. Now I'll just turn it around and I'll have 1 heart, 1 flower here, and then immediately on the next side I will have my heart cut out here. Like I said, you just need to be careful with like where you are going to have your top and the bottom part, and then accordingly you can have your flowers here. Now on all the 4 outer strings I have attached to my flower, now I need to stick that on the center one, and here I'm just thinking that maybe I'll add 1 on, I'll just leave that. Maybe I should start sticking some of the foam flowers, foam heart cutouts. Now I have these glittery heart cutouts. Let me try sticking these. So what I'm going to do is, if this is my heart, I'll take approximately 6 to 8 inches at the bottom. I'll stick my heart cutout here. Now on the back side again I'll put up a glue gun and then stick my heart. Now why I need my glue gun? Cause these are already adhesive, because like I always say, I do not want to rely on the adhesive of these foam glitter sheets. So that's the reason I always add up my extra adhesive to these ones. Now I'll take one. Now in this one I'll take it on the upper part here, and I'll stick one more. Let me peel it off. Make sure to peel out all these papers from this. Okay, this looks amazingly beautiful. Now let me add some more. One heart and two heart. I'll stick one here in the bottom portion. Now is this that having a 1/2 inch ribbon is making it easier for me to stick, cause with a very thin thread it would have been really difficult. You would not know that where you should have your adhesives and the other mediums, so definitely having this here is really helpful. Now for the last one, I've peeled off everything and I'll stick one here. Now I'm trying to make sure that when it's hanged and when you see the hanging from other side, you are sure that you can see all the cuttings really well. Now if I hold it like this, I can see all my flowers and I can see all my heart cutouts. Now I will fill on the other spaces too. Okay, now here I think I should add one more here. So I'll have my glue gun, I'll have my flower, and then on the back side I will stick my heart die cut. This is done. Now on the center portion I will have one here and stick my flower, and then quickly I will be sticking this part. Now here I will be having my glue gun, my flower and my heart cutout. So here I am actually playing around only with 2 embellishments. If you are really keen, then you can play around with different embellishments for sure. You can always choose the kind of embellishments you want for your hangings, and then you can use it accordingly. Okay, so here I think this looks really great. Now I think I should add a couple of more here and there, and I think it's high time that I switch off my glue gun because it's coming out very quickly, and I think I'm wasting a bit of my glue guns here. Okay, I think this looks really interesting. And now let's move on to the next step. Now it's time to cover the glitter of my cap first with the glitter, so that we can move on to the next step with the hanging. And here I'm taking my tacky tape and I'm turning it around on all the sides, and I'll make sure that I overlap this comfortably and cut it. Now this is done. Press your tacky tapes really well whenever you are going to peel off the seal of this. Okay, so now here this is done. Now let me take this portion out and let me peel this off and stick this. Once you stick this, it's really easy to do it. Now here I will have my glue gun. adding a glue gun is always a safer option. And I'll stick my 4 flowers here, 3, and then last one, 4. Now on the center I'll make a hole. Just be little careful when you are doing this, because you don't want to hurt yourself for sure. Now once this is ready, take up a thread piece or any ribbon piece, whichever you want. You can choose it according to your theme. And now you need to take it inside the hole. Okay, now this is done, and now we are going to just check if this is in the center. It should be in a straight line, and it is. So now here we are going to stick our ribbon. So I'll stick one flap on this side and the other flap on this side. Yeah, so this has sticked really well, and my lid is hanging now. But I have already done the tacky tape work, so I need to add my glitter here. On a very clean surface, you can add glitter so that you can use it for your next project also. Now I'll hold it with this one, and I'll rotate it on all the 4 parts. And you just need to make sure that you stick it really well here. Okay, cool. Now this is done. Let me just dab and take out all the excessive glitter from the sides. This is done. Okay, so here my lid is ready, my base is ready. Now it's time to stick this one. So here I am going to be very generous when I am using my glue gun, because this is one of the very important steps. This is where my complete hanging is going to stick. So very generously I am applying my glue gun. Now once I know that this is completely straight, my lines are straight, then I am going to put it down and stick it to this base. And I will try to be a little quick here, and I'll press it well so that it sticks well to my box. Now, wow, this looks amazing. My hanging is ready. Let me share a video with you all.